So let me take this opportunity to outline what has been U.S. policy towards the Middle East and North Africa, and what will be my policy during the remainder of my presidency. The United States of America is prepared to use all elements of our power, including military force, to secure our core interests in the region. We will confront external aggression against our allies and partners, as we did in the Gulf War. We will ensure the free flow of energy from the region to the world. Although America is steadily reducing our own dependence on imported oil, the world still depends on the region's energy supply, and a severe disruption could destabilize the entire global economy. We will dismantle terrorist networks that threaten our people. Wherever possible, we will build the capacity of our partners, respect the sovereignty of nations, and work to address the root causes of terror. But when it's necessary to defend the United States against terrorist attack, we will take direct action. And finally, we will not tolerate the development or use of weapons of mass destruction. Just as we consider the use of chemical weapons in Syria to be a threat to our own national security, we reject the development of nuclear weapons that could trigger a nuclear arms race in the region and undermine the global non-proliferation regime. I may disagree, but I believe America is exceptional. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
Pistol shots ring out in a barroom night. Enter Betty Valentine from the upper
Yes, we can.
hall. She sees a bartender in a pool of blood. Cries out, my God,
Yes, we
kill
can.
them all.
The U.S. is reluctant to admit how many civilians have died in the CIA-led drone war in Pakistan, but one UK non-profit group is digging for the truth. The Bureau of Investigative Journalism is seeking to name all the victims of the U.S. strikes in the region, and I hope it could put a human face on what's happening. RT's Polly Boyko has this report.
I want to make sure that people understand actually drones have not caused a huge number of civilian casualties. For the most part, they have been very precise, precision strikes against al-Qaeda and their affiliates.
For the most part, being the operative phrase. One organisation is taking American statements like these with a pinch of salt and looking at just how precise these so-called precision strikes are. According to estimates, US drone strikes have killed over 2,500 people in Pakistan's remote tribal regions since 2004. But London's Bureau of Investigative Journalism is going beyond those casualty figures and trying to name every single person killed by the CIA's use of drones in Waziristan.
We've been recording the strikes and recording the number of people killed. And now we wanted to move on to a new phase of the project to start recording the names of the dead. This is to help bring transparency to the public debate about the use of drones in Pakistan, but also more generally to return the dead people's humanity, to return the fact that they're people, not merely statistics.
Already, the project has the names of 295 innocent victims, among them 95 children.
There's a fundamental problem with the whole strategy of using drones. Almost inevitably, this kind of remote control killing is going to increase the number of civilian casualties. It has a tendency towards indiscriminate assassinations. There's a kind of a gulf between you and your potential target, which I think inevitably leads towards a kind of trigger-happy approach to killing.
In Pakistan, drones are deeply unpopular. The country's UN envoy recently renewed calls for the strikes to end, for continuing to violate Pakistan's sovereignty, international law and human rights.
You read about the accounts of what the experience of drone attacks are actually like for local people in Waziristan, in Afghanistan and elsewhere. You have these unmanned vehicles just in the air, hovering over communities for 12, 18 hours. which creates a feeling of there being an imminent strike. It creates an enormous amount of tension and fear. Families have to leave the area.
The CIA, which runs the drone program, has been accused of shielding it from being accountable to the American people.
As a civilian organisation carrying a war across a border into a country, essentially into a country's ally. As far as we're aware, the United States government is the only country that's used drones outside of a declared war zone. And we believe that we should bring transparency to those actions so that the public can debate the merits or demerits of them.
Humanising the innocent dead could be the first step towards opening up that debate, remembering that civilian victims are names, not numbers. Polly Boyko, RT, London.